and thank you for joining me. One of my connections shared a cute video on LinkedIn about inclusion, where pairs of young kids were describing things that made them different. Now, clearly for them, it was never about colour of skin or what gender they were, etc. It was simply mundane things like, I like lettuce and she doesn't. One of the kids said that he has squirrels in his roof that bite the wires so they can't watch TV. And that was how that's how he differed to the other child. Now, please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I thought that was a brilliant lie by the parents of that child to limit screen time. Oh, those pesky squirrels have been at it again. Hidden remote to turn off the telly, time for bed. The clip tickled me as I used to lie to my kids all the time. For years, they thought the windows in my car were voice controlled. They would say window up or window down, and the windows would obey their commands. Now, years later, when my eldest, Joseph, was sat in the front, he saw me pressing the buttons on the side of the door controls, and he gave me this look that told me not only had he caught me lying, but in that moment he had this realization that I could lie. And from then, I think he's probably questioned everything that I've ever said. Now, I don't know if this lie was for my own gratification or because I didn't want my young children at that age to be playing with the door controls. But either way, the squirrel clip got me thinking about whether it's ever okay to lie. And I think my initial response, and most people's initial response to lying, is largely negative. I think most people would agree that lies can be damaging, destructive, and wrong. There's the adage that you should always tell the truth. Honesty is the best policy. And that sounds right to me. Trust is key. If you suspect someone of lying, it will undermine that trust to a point where it could jeopardize the whole relationship. There's research that shows that our brain adapts to dishonesty. So if we lie, then it's more likely we will lie again, and probably with bigger transgressions too. So lying can become a negative habit. However, it turns out that according to research, not only do most of us lie, we do it a lot. We seem to lie when we think we can get away with it. One study required participants to answer as many math questions as possible within a short space of time, and they were told they'd get $1 for each correct answer. Once they completed, they could mark their own paper, and then they could shred the results. They would then tell the examiner how many they got right and collect their winnings. Now, the truth was the shredder didn't shred their results. So when results were checked from reality to what they said, it turned out 7 out of 10 people had lied, saying on average they got 6 correct, when in reality the average was 7. 7 out of 10 people lied. So not only do we lie a lot, but it appears lying, as long as it is done the right way, can maybe be good. So if we test this scenario, let's just imagine it's your birthday and your aunt's knitted you a jumper and it's hideous. Do you tell her 1? Do you go with option 1? Thanks very much, but sadly I wouldn't be seen dead in that. Or do you go for option 2, which would be to say the only place that would look good would be in the bin? Or do you say 3? That's a beautiful jumper, Auntie Carola, and it's exactly what I needed. Thank you very much. Now, if it's the latter, then you are a liar. If you have told your kids, like I have, and if you have kids, then you've probably lied to them every Christmas, every Easter, each time they've lost a tooth. Many of the times you've said, "That's a wonderful drawing, darling." If you have said to someone that you didn't see their text or emails when you did, then you've lied. If you have laughed at a joke you didn't find funny, then it's a lie. If you told someone that they look great or that the food tastes wonderful when you didn't mean it, then it's a lie too. If you have softened or worst avoided giving feedback to an underperforming member of staff, then you've lied. Liars are therefore told to spare someone's feelings or guided by empathy and kindness. Being totally honest in some cases would create unpleasantness or be offensive maybe. Some view what people may call white lies or fibs as a sign of civility. Scientists call these well-intended falsehoods pro-social lies. They differ from antisocial lies, which are told for personal gain. With these antisocial lies or real lies, the intent is malicious and the consequences are serious. Real lies tend to be more self-serving and result in negative consequences for either yourself or others. No good can come from when we lie to ourselves. Research suggests that children develop the ability to lie about the age of 3. By 5, most children can and do lie to avoid punishment or chores. From the ages of 7 to 11, they begin to reliably lie to protect other people or to make other people feel better. And they start to consider these pro-social lies, as describe them, as justified. They're not just telling white lies or pro-social lies to please adults, but research suggests that they are motivated by strong feelings of empathy and compassion. In another study, participants are asked to play economic games that involve different types of trust and deception. And unsurprisingly, the researchers found that the real lies really hurt the trust between participants. But if participants saw that the perception was altruistic in nature, then the trust between the game players actually increased. Several studies have found, similar to this, that people are quick to forgive those pro-social lies and maybe even appreciate them. So whether lying is good or bad is about evaluating the intention and considering the long-term consequences. If you have somebody's best interests at heart, if you're being considerate, polite, protecting someone's ego, if you're prioritizing another person's feelings over the truth, then maybe lying can sometimes reveal what's best in people. In truth, the argument for pro-social lies is the same one against antisocial lies. Other people's feelings matter, and empathy and kindness should be our guide. Thank you very much.